Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
I'm enthusiastic.
Wow, I am so not buying that. Where we spin, sew, fibercraft, and talk about nerdy things from here to next Tuesday. It is episode 138, and I'm really not liking the holiday mug for Starbucks this year.
No?
No, I liked last year's better.
What's wrong with this one?
I don't know, it just seems a little... like they didn't have any other ideas, so they just took the first one off the board. Does that make sense?
They phoned it in, so to speak?
Totally phoned it in. So,
Okay.
I don't know, I liked last year's better. This one's just like, we didn't know what to do, so we put a bunch of print on the cup.
I think it only even says...
Coffee and Mary.
Mary Coffee. Ooh.
Mary, that's it. It just
Wow,
says Mary Coffee in like cartoon letters.
Like misprinted cartoon letters.
Well, or they were trying to go for like a double layer effect, and they had the white letters with back outlines, and then they put the red on top, but they phoned it in. I have seen better Starbucks Christmas mugs, people. It's not the permanent mug, it's the you shouldn't get it because it's bad for the environment, but everybody does it anyway mug. I need to get better at having a refillable. I need to get better at making sure I have a spare refillable mug to just give you, because you're the one who's always bringing me fancy coffee.
I have refillable mugs. I need to get refillable mugs of an appropriate size to take to Starbucks. I have an 8-ounce one that I use when I go to the really expensive fancy coffee shops. Because it's like, yes, I would like a shot of espresso, and you can put it in my little cup.
My wee cup.
I feel very pretentious when I take my tiny cup to the fancy coffee place and be like, give me a tiny amount of your finest coffee, madame.
Okay. I feel like I have yet to find like a holiday ceramic or like reusable Starbucks mug that I've loved, which has sort of held me back. I know at some point I will find one, and then that'll be my mug during the holiday season. So, that's the thing. Anyway, I'm Jocelyn, my co-host is
Diana,
and it really doesn't take us long to get off topic. Diana's going to let you know what we're going to cover this week, and I have no idea how long it's going to take, because it's coffee, we're mid to late Sunday afternoon, and I had grilled cheese for lunch.
I don't see how that last part is related, but sure.
It's a lot of grease for lunch.
Okay.
It's heavily margarines and then really crispy fried. It's not a healthy, light fat lunch.
No, but really are Sundays for that?
Well, I didn't want to cook lunch. My sister was making grilled cheese sandwiches.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Worked for me.
Anyway.
If anybody's noticing or remarks, yes, I am aware of my front tooth has a hole. Thank you. It's being dealt with.
Good. Just in case you didn't know.
Just in case I wasn't aware. I know, guys. It's going to take 3 appointments.
Ooh.
3 appointments. Well, we went with the, because it broke off earlier in May. If you've watched for a while, you know this front tooth's given me trouble before. And we tried the usually permanent fix, but I didn't have a lot of tooth left. So we weren't sure if it was going to work. It was iffy. So now I need to go to the extreme hardcore fix, which is fine, but it takes 3 appointments and like 2 weeks to get it done. So it's going to be a while, guys. It is being fixed, though, which is good because it feels weird.
Doesn't hurt, though?
No.
Okay, well,
no, I don't. The nerve's not exposed, but we're pretty damn close. So I'm like, oh, Christ. There's not a lot of tooth going on. Just fine. It's not a problem. It just feels weird, and I'm self-conscious about it.
Yeah, it's fine. Just gotta get like an eye patch, and you can rock the pirate look.
An eye patch for my mouth?
Well, no, to add to the...
Oh, add to the missing tooth? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure I have an eye patch somewhere.
Really wouldn't surprise me.
I have a whole French maid's outfit. I gotta have an eye patch somewhere.
Right, we were going to talk about what we were going to cover.
Yeah.
As I mumbled through that sentence.
How's that Toastmasters going for you?
You know what? Really well, actually. I pulled a 2-minute speech out of nowhere.
Out of thin air?
And it was really well constructed, and I didn't or ah one tiny little bit.
Excellent.
And apparently that was all the eloquence I had for the week, because I'm shot now.
That's where you're wasting it.
Yeah.
You got podcasting.
2-minute speeches in Toastmasters take all of my eloquence.
Oh.
Okay, we've got some What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Fiber Flubs, Yarn on the Go, Wool Gathering, and Kniterature. We've talked about the cups, but not their contents.
Oh, that's true.
It's holiday beverage season, so I've got the caramel brulee latte.
Now, to be fair, Diana's like, do I need to get fancy coffee? And I went, it's holiday coffee season. Yes, you do.
It's about the only thing that got me out of my pajamas this morning, to be honest.
They did a peppermint mocha with toasted white chocolate. Guess which one I got? With extra peppermint. Trust me on this one, guys. If you like mint, that's the way to go. I don't do the eggnog one.
I'm gonna get the eggnog one next time. Shall we talk about some cool threads now that
Sure.
it's properly winter, actually snowing and sticking around?
I've actually put on my winter coat for the year.
Gasp!
Well, it's below -10. I was almost cold in my spring coat, so I figured it was time.
I still haven't pulled out my winter coat because it is the winter coat, capital W.
Well, this will be like your last year to wear it.
Yeah, it served me well. It was that was a big purchase.
Hang on to it for when you come home at Christmas.
It was a multiple hundreds of dollars winter coat, and I have not regretted it once.
Serious. Listen, do not let me buy another coat.
Okay.
I own 6 effing winter coats. They've got a nice, great drapey gray wool one at Ricky's. I'm gonna want it so bad.
Oh,
I don't need it.
Leonard Taylor has a couple of fall coats, and I'm like, oh, those are exactly the coats that I want in my life. They're $1,000.
Okay,
and
yeah,
I
wow. I was thinking about dropping 140 on a new coat.
This is a designer fall coat.
Shite. No.
Yeah, I'm like, the one I really like is $1,000. I'm like,
that's a lot of coat.
Oh,
that's a lot of coat.
Oh, it is gorgeous.
Mind you,
I'll show it to you later.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some pretty excellent taste. I mean, your taste is pretty similar to mine. I tend to dress a little more. We don't have the same body frame. So while I love your style of clothing, it doesn't look as good. It's like, I like your slouchy hats, but I do not look good in a slouchy hat. You've seen me in slouchy hats. It's not.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing. It doesn't matter that I think they're cute. They don't work for my face, so I don't wear them. Same with my body. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It is what it is. So I feel like I'm going to really love that coat. And you will get a lot of wear out of it where you're going.
I know. I can justify it in so many ways.
So easily justified. Okay. That's a thing. Are we gonna do excellent podcasting?
Yeah.
Show me right now.
Yeah,
guys. I've been wearing my Find Your Fade shawl because it is time for big drapey shawl season, which means that I've pulled it out of the closet to wear. I also want to wear the Cozy Up Knits. What did they call their MCAL this year? Twitted Up. Their Twitted Up shawl, because it is also like the Find Your Fade. It is massive, and it is perfect to super. Oh my god!
Isn't that like exactly so the coat, right? And it has a giant hood.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna link this in the show notes. But yes. For those who are watching,
that is a Diana coat.
This is a me coat. The sweater cardigan thing that I'm wearing is also Leonard Taylor. So this coat is approximately knee length. It is wool. This particular picture that I'm looking at is the red and black gingham, I think.
Okay.
And it's just like a drapey A-frame coat, but it has this massive hood, which is great because it means I can put my hair in a bun and the hood will still go on. Tiny hoods are the bane of my existence because I want to put my hair up so it's not like sticking to my neck and getting worked into my coat. But then there's these stupid tiny hoods and I can't put my hair up in these stupid tiny hoods.
You know, I just think hoods are tiny, and I think that they're kind of daft. They need to be a deep hood, and I don't have like a ton of hair to put up in a bun to put in the hood. But the hood doesn't. The hood doesn't stay. It just catches in the wind and whoosh, it's back. I'm like, what the hell is the purpose of the hood?
This is such a gorgeous coat.
But a big hood, yeah, it's a really pretty coat.
Okay, so I'm gonna link this coat in the show notes.
So,
my hope is gasp in horror at the price tag.
We all have weaknesses for some things. Yours is just really good clothing, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to drop $600 on the makeup line, and it won't even be that much makeup.
I understand.
Yeah, it's what we're passionate about. It's a thing. So I'm hoping to. I've got a small repair I got to do on the Twitted Up cows or the Twitted Up shawl. So once I've got that repaired, hopefully this week, as I'm making myself do one mending or repair project a day before I start knitting. Because I really need to get through that pile. It's gotten a little intense.
Yeah, I should probably organize my repair pile and do a similar thing.
Well, if I do that from now, by the end of the year, I'm done. Which is perfect. Because I've been collecting since the beginning of this year. So It's got socks, it's got shawls that need small repairs, so I'm doing the same thing with my sewing. Like I have to do one mending project first and then I can go sew something fun. Just to keep me on track, because my gosh, I want to make some changes to the sewing room and I can't when I have an entire table full of mending to work on. It's dumb!
I understand.
So, that's
other cool threads from the week.
Yes.
The Rivers Wrap is still my favorite thing. But
yes.
I still took out the Not a Lot of Rain in April on a slightly less cool day. Or, yeah, slightly warmer.
Slightly warmer day?
Yeah, slightly warmer, as in less cool. And I also pulled out my Lindsay slouch for the first time in a long time.
Hey, I'm wearing your mittens.
I'm so glad those are getting use.
Oh, we get a lot of use. Till we get about -20, because they're only a single layer of wool. And we've got a nasty wind. So at -20, I flip over to the hardcore winter mittens.
Oh, yes.
Which have the grippies on the inside of the palm for my cane. So last thing I'm going to do is lose a white cane and a white snowbank.
Okay. Woolly Workings. I have 2 things.
I've got the on the go and when we're podcasting project, which is just kind of like background projecting. So technically I only have 2 things, but I did finally do finish, like a finishy.
Finishy?
Well, remember last week I was working on my mom's starting point wrap that had come to me?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was just throwing on a single crochet border. I finished the single crochet border. Which you're like, that doesn't sound like a complicated thing. The wrap is really long. The long sides took a while because they're long sides. But it is a starting point wrap by Hohilo Kitali. It is made out of some beautiful Pima cotton and 1 skein of hedgehog fiber suck yarn, which is the only wool yarn I have ever run across that my mom can touch and not get itchy. That's
fascinating.
We've tried every other brand I have ever run across and she can't handle it next to her skin. But Hedgehog Fibers is the only one that she's ever been able to sort of handle. So, and I mean, we keep looking and I keep trying. That's why I want to try like the Holst yarns and stuff. Like I want to start expanding over to Europe yarns and stuff to see if I can find some yarn with wool in it that she can handle, because it's quite a sensitivity. And even then, there's only 1 Hedgehog Fiber and there's 4 other skeins of other colors, because or 3 other colors in it in cotton, because I didn't want to have too much wool. It's a very small amount of what she can handle, so it doesn't set her off. It's always sad when you can't do stuff. Like, I've never eaten popcorn. I still feel like I'm missing something because I've never had it. Like, the smell nauseates the knots out of me, so like I'll never eat the stuff. But
fills the same spot as a salty chip.
Yeah, but it's because I can't have it. It's always sort of weird.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like because you couldn't have apples for that length of time. I mean, you knew you couldn't, and you knew it wasn't good, but that doesn't mean you didn't want to.
I understand.
So, I have 1 finished. So,
oh my,
like it is long. It is a big old long wrap, and it is gorgeous. So,
it is.
We now have a crocheted border, which just adds just this nice little, really super crisp, clean detail on the edge. It was just a knit edge, which looked fine. There was nothing wrong with the way it looked. I just like the look of the single crochet better. It just adds a touch.
So dense.
Which just goes to show you what an edge can do. An edging detail can just do so much for you. I've got some ends I've crocheted in I need to trim off, and I've got an end or 2 I got to weave in, but we're done. So you have something you can pile on your head. Since I know you enjoy doing that.
Okay, here we go. Piling it on my head.
It's a big thing. It's folded, so that would have gone better for you, but
it would have.
Oops. We unwrapped it to show it off.
It almost kind of looks like an actual headscarf. There we go.
Cool. Cool beans.
And now everybody, who's ever tried to wear a headscarf is like, no, that doesn't look like anything like a headscarf.
It really doesn't, but that's okay. It's totally a thing. All right. Shall I continue on with the next thing?
Sure.
How many things do you have?
2.
Okay, in which case I'll do 1 more and then you can go.
Okay.
My blanket. My 100-day make-along challenge, which also works into the Sunday Fun Day knitting for the Chelsea Pearls podcast.
I can't take myself seriously.
Nobody can take you seriously right now. You have a wrap piled on your head. Like it's the dirty laundry pile.
I amuse myself sometimes.
Crazy. In my Definitely Not the Opera bag, which I got at one CBC event I went to, I have shoved a whole bunch of Bernat Premium yarn balls. They're big. And I am slowly making a crocheted Afghan blanket. It is king sized. This is going to take me a while, which is why I'm doing it as a part of the 100-day Mace Challenge, because I do a little bit every day for 100 days, and then theoretically I'm either done or like 3/4 done. A massive project. It is 683-inch squares. It's a lot, you guys. I'm not holding it right side up.
Squares.
It's a lot of squares. But I have finished my first block.
It looks so good.
Which is 16 squares. Only got 24 more blocks to go and borders. So I have crocheted all the border squares, but I have not sewn them together. I will sew the blocks together, and then I will sew the border and blocks together last. Just on how the construction is going to report. So it is a free pattern by Sister Mary Margaret.
I think so.
Okay, I think I'm right on that one. So she goes through and she shows you how to turn quilt patterns. It is heavy wrap,
It's
like
dense.
it is
lovely.
a lot of.
Wow, I'm lighter now. I feel like I'm gonna float away.
You're wearing like a lot of DK. Like it's a good. I think it's easily taller than me or my dad from end to like lengthwise.
It's an impressive.
It's a long wrap.
Impressive piece of artwork.
Yeah, it's really good. I love it. So she had described how she had put the squares together. I tried a couple different sewing methods on this first block to see which one I liked, and I have found one that I like a lot. So I'm going to use the sewing method instead of her slip crochet stitch together one. That just because I don't mind hand sewing. I find it far more enjoyable than slip stitching a lot. So I'm going to hand sew.
Alright.
If I didn't like hand sewing, I wouldn't, but I do. So it took me the first few rows. I did different types of through the back loops, through the front loop combos, till I got what did I end up doing? Through the front loop of one, or through the, because I hold it with the back, I hold the wrong side towards me, and then I sew the two top loops, so that when I fold it out, you get this nice little ridge down the middle.
Okay.
Where looks like a seam.
Okay.
It took me a while to get it worked out, so my first few seams aren't super great. But I did get it, so I've got this nice crisp little lip where the front loop is popped up, and then you get a little divot where it looks like a sewn seam, so it looks really good. So I'm going to do that from now on.
Should hold that up to the camera. Oh,
I should. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it because people show me these things on camera all the time, and I don't know what they're showing me.
You hold it real close, maybe.
I can't see what's going on. So it took me a while. Where's my good piece? Right here. So you can tell you get a little bump from the front loops, and then you get this little space in the bottom. I've got some photos and stuff. I can post an up-depth photo. And I've been working on some tutorials that describe things for visually impaired people for doing stitches and stuff. So to help make knitting and crocheting and sewing together projects easier, because people will say what they're doing and they'll explain the terminology, but they won't describe what they're doing visually, which can cause problems sometimes. So I'm trying to bridge that gap for people. Well, because I mean, if I tell you that you're going to knit two together through the back loop and then show you, that's enough for you.
Yeah.
But if you can't see very well and they're using a dark colored yarn or a smaller colored yarn, they're not telling you how to feel the stitches to go through it. I mean, like, why would you if you see? Like, you don't have to, so why would you put in that extra sort of step? But I know for a lot of people who want to knit and crochet who don't have great vision, it's something that they have to do. So I'm like, okay, I've had to figure these out on my own. I should probably post some videos and stuff and help other people so we can have more knitters and sewers and crocheters. Because one of us, everybody should be one of us. So
craft the planet.
Craft the planet. Diana helped with some design decisions. So my border is made mostly of my tweed from Bernat Premium. My outside star shapes are in a charcoal gray from Bernat Premium. There you guys, it's all Bernat Premium all the way, this one. And then I've got a blue diamond in the middle. And then on my border piece, I've gone with a spring green corner.
It's going to look so cheerful.
It's going to look nice and bright. So I don't expect to fully finish the project at the end of the 100-day challenge because I also want to make matching pillowcases. what's the point of having a king-size bedspread if you don't have matching pillowcases? There's none. You need both. So I technically have a long way to go, but I do have a stack of finished additional squares. So my next block is short 1 square. And then I can weave in, I got an impressive stack of squares going on here.
Yeah.
So I need to do 1 more blue-gray square. And she shows you how to do this fancy half and half square, which looks super complicated till you do it. And then you're like, oh, that's easy. Like, I knew it was going to be, guys. So I got 1 more of those, and then I can sew my second square together and make the last of the second square border pieces, which is, what's 4 times 4?
16.
So 16 squares of plain beige I still have to make. And then I have another square and border edging done. And then I'm down to 23 squares, 23 blocks to make. There's going to be weekly check-ins, and theoretically this grows by 2 squares a week, and the stack becomes impressive. So keep an eye out on us on Instagram, which is the Northern Knits Podcast on Instagram. A lot of our pictures get posted there, so which is good because Instagram on the phone and on your computer, you can blow it up nice and close. As I do the pinch the fingers apart motion for the blow up motion, assuming everybody knows what that means.
The pinch zoom.
The pinch zoom. All right, I have 1 big thing and 1 my little travel thing, so I think you're up.
Okay, I will pull out.
Ooh, I bought stuff this week. Should have mentioned that earlier.
I will pull out these so close to being finished it hurts. Find Your Fade shawl, which I'm going to pull out very carefully because I think my stitches are close to
I wasn't paying attention to where the hole was for the coffee thing, and I spilled some of my coffee.
Good job. Oh gosh, I just kind of stuffed it in here the other day.
It's like straws. I don't always see them.
Don't take out your eye on a straw.
Have you watched me in restaurants? The only times I've almost nearly taken out my nostril, my cheek, straws are so problematic for me.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny.
If you're watching, I run my finger around the rim of the glass once I realize someone's given me a straw. I am tracking the straw down because I can't see it.
So many dangers in everyday life that I just never think about. Straws.
When I don't. It's, the heck have I put in my face?
Okay. So I have...
I also do that weird spiderweb dance, but only for tree branches. Tree branch!
I feel you. I do that too.
Everybody's
sometimes.
done the spiderweb dance. Only I do it for tree branches too.
Okay, I finally got my...
You got yourself sorted?
Yeah. Okay, so you can see how much progress I made this week. Yay! And this is significant because I have now finished the last lace section in this, like, 7 skein shawl. This is the last lace section. I am now into the very last garter stitch section. I have something like somewhere between 20 and 40 rows. I haven't done the math. I didn't want to. I thought it would be discouraging. But somewhere between 20 and 40 rows left. And then I am done this 3-year 7 skein project. This behemoth.
You will be so happy when it's finished.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for you to have it done because then we can both wear ours. And they're so different.
They are extremely different.
But we're very different people, so.
This one I did with all of my travel yarns, so my golds, I guess it picks up as gold on camera. It's got some gray flecks in it in person, but this one is my Cinnamon Dolce that I bought from Pearlescence during their closing sale because I happened to be in San Jose at the time. The one before that is, I've got this pink and brown thing going on. This is Truffle from Hedgehog Fibers from my 8-hour layover in Dublin. Because of course I found a yarn store during my 8-hour layover. As one does.
Why wouldn't one?
I wasn't going to sit in the airport for 8 hours. I had to go find some yarn.
I wouldn't have sat in the airport either for 8 hours.
Then in the middle here, I've got Peacock, which is blue and green with flecks of purple. That's from our own local yarn shop, because it tied the colors together nicely. The one that's only slightly different below it.
Who's the peacock by?
Oh, that's Manos del Uruguay.
Okay.
The one below it that blends so closely it basically looks the same, but it's got navy blue instead of purple. It's also got a tiny bit of sparkle that doesn't pick up at all on camera.
You can barely see it in person.
Yeah. But I like this color so much I did 2 sections in it.
That's fine.
This is Ziggy Stardust from I Knit or Die in London. And then this color way down here that is screamingly bright on camera, my goodness.
It's not that bright in person though.
Is, I don't think it had a name, but it was the most rainbowy color I could find when I was in San Francisco.
Okay.
So I'm going to call it San Francisco. I'm sure that's not what it was actually called. And this is so many years ago, I don't even remember what neighborhood the yarn store was in, let alone what the store was called.
Way before podcasting days.
Long before. This was the trip that Kayla and I went on immediately upon graduating university.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a while ago.
It was the trip that we'd been talking about since high school. Like, when we graduate university, we're going to go on a trip. We're going to go on a trip. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. We're actually going to go on a trip. We actually went on the trip, guys. And I bought this yarn.
Goofball.
So Kayla was very nice and hung out in the yarn store with me while I very carefully picked yarn.
That's fine.
Kayla's a good friend.
You guys have been friends for a good long while.
Arguably, I've known Kayla longer than my own brother. I met Kayla when Charlie was 3.
Oh yeah, so that'd be so close.
You can argue. You can argue both ways for who I've known longer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Something like.
If you do the math,
20
it'll
years?
frighten you.
Yeah. I think last year was the 20-year friendiversary with Kayla.
Cool.
So, yes, that's my Find Your Fade. I've almost found it. It's almost done. I'm so ecstatic that I've almost finished this 3.5-year project.
We start that at the same time?
We did. I think it was for a knit-along.
I think so.
I think that'll be my record for the latest finished knit-along that I actually started. There's been a couple that I didn't actually start.
I finished, but I finished the first year we were podcasting?
Oh yeah, you finished on time.
Did I?
I think so.
I can't remember. It's been so long.
I don't remember if it was actually a knit-along or if it was just
like,
us
let's both wanting to do it.
Let's just do this thing that's popular.
Yeah, because we both liked it a lot.
Anyway, I'm still pretty pumped for my fading there and back again.
Yes, I'm excited for you to be able to wear it.
Oh, so close. So close.
You can do it. It's garter. You could work on that while watching Star Trek in the evenings.
You know what? I'm almost out of my yarn ball for the thing I'm currently knitting on, so when this is out, I'm going to flip over to that.
That makes total sense. Alright, my
Oh,
travel knitting is, as always at the moment, my Jack sock, which is from Sew Into Knitting, which I will turn right side out so you guys can see all the pretty micro stripes that are going on. So I am continuing the slow and steady progress on that. I haven't even made it to the heel yet, guys. I've done like a dozen rows. I've only been working on it when I'm in on waiting rooms and when I'm podcasting, so it's like it gets very little snow love whatsoever. So it's going to be here for a while. It's fine. It is just a straight old boring vanilla sock. That's the way I like them. And I am working on 2.25mm Chogu needles in the red lace. So it's like this. It's nothing fancy. It is my go-to travel sock. It's going to be really handy come the holiday season with all of the family events and the visiting and the Christmas carols and all the stuff that I choose to do during the holiday season. For me to, it goes with me to the Remembrance Day ceremonies. Like the sock will go everywhere with me till it is done. But I only work on it when I'm not at home, unless I'm podcasting. Because
I need to unearth a small travel project, because my current travel project, while my wrist was injured, is now way too big to be a travel project.
It's a whole lap at this point.
It is. I'm getting quite toasty.
Yep. So, alright. Last thing I've been working on, I got to start again. Yay. Yeah, the sweater's cursed. So I'm working on my niece's sweater. And I was doing the So Faded, which is the pullover Hohi Locatelli sweater. And then I realized I had dropped a stitch just after my ribbing. And I had knit and was getting ready to close off for the shoulders. Like I had knit down to the armholes were done. The boobs were covered. And I realized I'd dropped a stitch because I couldn't figure out why my stitch count was off. So after much dramatic swearing and hucking the sweater, which by the way happened to me the same day my tooth broke, so I was having a really bad day, going out buying chips and yarn, and I told my mommy, like,
it's a perfectly reasonable reaction.
I'm done. Came home, I unwound it all, And I cast it on again. And I was like, okay, first time I'd cast it on, I just done a regular cast on. Second time I cast it on, regular cast on. This is the third time. I said, that's it. I'm committing. We did the fancy tubular cast on. Because really at this point, I'm casting it on for the third time. Who the heck cares? Who the heck cares? And I talked to my niece because I wanted to show her the So Faded again just to make sure it was what she wanted because I've been putting a lot of effort into it now. She's like, she liked it, but she was worried because we only have 2 colors we're alternating between. It'll look like stripes, and she's not into stripes. And I said, okay, well, here's something else we can do. I pulled up the Flax Light, which is the Tin Can Knits flax sweater and fingering. It's a pullover because I've been contemplating doing one for myself or making that the sweater pattern I asked Terry to knit me in a black fingering yarn and buy enough black fingering for myself because she wants a 3/4 length patchwork quilt or patchwork fairy coat crocheted. So we're going to exchange those 2 projects because she's not a big crocheter and I certainly am. It's a big project. It's the one with the super long pointy hat and it's got that super patchwork look to it. Like it is an intense coat.
Yes, I've seen that. That looks amazing.
And she said it would be a fair trade for a black sweater. And I said, that's fair because I like really simple straight lines for my sweaters. So I've been thinking maybe the Flax Light because it's a nice, simple, easy pattern. It'll do exactly what I want it to do. It'll give me a nice basic black sweater. Or, you know, like a basic black cardigan. Sometimes it's just super plain and I definitely can't knit in black. So, cool. We'll give this a go. So I am working on straights. And yes, I know it's done in the round, but what I am doing is the same thing I did last 2 times to just take a lot of stress out of my cast on. I did my tubular cast on, so, I mean, you might not be able to see it very well, even though we're like stupidly pink.
So pink. It's like blowing out on the camera.
I know, so pink, but these stitches come out of nowhere because I got the tubular cast on going. So that's cool. I have all the stitches on the needles. This is literally electric pink. It is Manos de Uruguay Alegria yarn. I don't even remember the color name for this because I've had it for a while now. But I'm going to go with the pink and then about 2/3 of the way down I'm going to fade into the highlighter yellow, green, pink combo, which was the second color we picked. So I'm just going to do little stripes and stripe her into that, fade it into that. And then I'm going to just have that to add extra length as she grows and stuff. But I do the sort of ribbed collar because you do your ribbed collar on a smaller size anyway. So I'm doing the body on a 4 because I always get gauge on the 4 instead of the 3.75. That's because I knit that tightly, which means on the 3.5 that you're supposed to use to make your ribbing, I'm using a 3.75 or a 3 3/4 because I have an old pair of needles.
Oh my.
In the millimeters, guys, I'm doing the ribbing straight. So once the ribbing is done, I will then join in the round, which means I got a tiny little seam to sew up, like 1.5 inches, because that's actually what the Flax Light calls for. But I will not be twisted. So I never have to cast on twice because I'm twisted. Because I will have 1.5 inches of ribbing to lay flat as I connect in the round.
Nice.
So works for me, super handy. And we did the fancy cast on, which really doesn't take that much time. It like takes no time at all.
It takes ever so slightly more time than a regular cast on.
Yeah,
and the effect is totally worth it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's just like, you know what? It's not like an I-cord bind off. It's not like a P-coat. Like, it's not an intense time dump. But it's so pretty. I'm like, oh yeah, totally worth it. So now when I have ribbing for my sweaters, like when I do the harvest in January, I'm doing a tubular cast on. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I, guys? So we've started for the 3rd time. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Totally fine.
I can knit very quickly when I focus, so get used to the pink sweater because that's all I'm working on this week. And
I'm excited to have my eyes seared out by a pink. I'm excited to have my eyes seared out.
Yeah,
Where is that sentence going?
That English is awkward.
I'm excited to have my eyes seared out by a sweater next week.
That is really awkward English, isn't it? It means I have to put off doing a couple of Christmas ornaments for like a week or 2 to catch up, which is fine. I can do that. It's not the end of the world. I want to make a couple of Christmas ornaments this year myself. Alright, that is it for me in projects.
Okay.
So you're up.
One last thing, which I have now awkwardly had to stop in the middle of a round because I just ran out of yarn.
Did you not bring an extra ball with you?
No, I didn't think that far ahead.
Oh boy.
This is the Glam Lamb, which I did a whole, what, 2, 4, 5 rounds on while we were knitting.
Bulky.
Rounds. Yeah, so, you know, I did like a whole ½ inch while we were recording today. I am more than halfway, though, across the back, which is fantastic. I think I'm about 2/3 of the way. And I've now completed 4 balls, which means I'm right on track, and I should have, like, extra yarn, which is perfect.
I would always rather have an extra ball of yarn.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
And this is Loops and Threads Charisma, so if I have leftovers, I can color match it, no problem. Yay for commercial acrylic yarn.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so this... for being relatively cheap commercial acrylic yarn, it looks like the stuff that's in the pattern photos, which I'm absolutely delighted about.
I love how different yours is to mine. Like, yeah. I think I want to make a second one in the Charisma, because I just love that density of it.
It's so cozy.
I love the slippy drape of the Brava I'm working on, but I think, yeah.
So, I've got my armhole over there, and I guess this is the right way up. I'm really pleased with this. It is cozy, but it's not too heavy, but it's going to be so nice and warm, and I'm just enjoying this. And for some reason, knitting like with, I don't know, there's something about the texture of knitting with not overly soft yarn on wooden or bamboo needles just makes me really, really happy.
Good.
Not that it's scratchy or anything, because it's acrylic, but it's not like super crazy soft, and it just... My favorite feeling in the world is the most zen thing ever.
Yes.
Is relatively toothy wool on wooden needles. Just something about like the smoothness of the needles and the roughness of the wool, and it's just so incredibly zen.
I'm the same way about with metal needles.
Metal needles are zippy fast. They're definitely faster than wood, but I like the feeling of wood and bamboo better.
I like the contrast feeling between the yarn and the metal, which helps me find the stitches easier.
Ah, that makes sense. Anyway, so this is coming along. This is no longer my travel project.
It's a whole laugh once you get to that point.
It is most of a sweater at this point. So I'm going to have to, now that my wrist seems to be generally healed, I still can't do like stupid amounts of knitting, but I can do some, like a travel amount of knitting.
Hey, I can now
needles,
pick up a regular sized coffee cup with my left hand.
Progress!
I am healing.
So, this
can't
is no
pick up
longer
the big teacups yet.
This is no longer a travel project. I'm going to have to go through the currently abandoned projects. I do believe I have a pair of fingering weight mittens that my brother wanted for Christmas, so I think it's the right time to pick those up.
Considering Christmas is around the corner, yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to pick up those, or else my travel project is going to become the Knit Club Christmas presents, which I can't say any more about.
So we had Knit Club, and I was like, hey, how's everyone's projects going? And they all look at me, I'm like, great, it's next month, guys, remember that.
Yeah, we're all kind of like, what? Oh,
right. And one of the new ladies to join the group was like, oh, and we're like, you don't have to, because like we decided this back in July, so like you are not required to participate. She's like, oh, I might make something, and I'm like, cool, well, I for sure can make something for you, because I can add an extra person to the list. And they looked at me, I was like, Diana had injured her wrist and we weren't sure how long it was going to heal, so like I was background putting those things together early just in case Diana needed extra healing, or like what if you needed to have a surgery and you were out for a couple of weeks, like there could have been something really wrong. I'm like, nope, I might need to help do things, like, get your keister in gear, Douglas, you gotta go. So, like, I'm ahead of my schedule for no reason now, because Diana is not that injured, which is super good. Like,
yeah, I just stopped, I stopped being stupid about my ergonomics at work, and hey,
got better.
That and a couple weeks of rest.
Go figure.
Fantastic.
Go figure, hey? So, great, this worked out super well, but I wasn't planning for everything to work out smoothly. I was planning for worst case scenario, because I'm like, I'd rather plan and not need it than not plan and be in a pinch.
Definitely.
So I did. So I'm like, yeah, cool, I can add extra ends, that's fine. I mean, let's be honest, guys, I've not woven in any ends. None whatsoever. And I won't till the week before. It'll be like the Thursday, and I'll be wrapping them, because I will have finished weaving in ends on the Wednesday. Like, that is how bad I am for weaving and ends.
That's okay. I suspect I will be finishing them the night before, probably.
I suspect a lot of people will be.
Yeah.
They'll be like, no, I'm working on something else. Why? my niece's sweater. No, I gotta be done. I did talk to my grandpa, so whenever I'm done his sweater, he'll just take it. He's like, if you don't finish it for Christmas, not the end of the world. I'm like, I'm gonna try, but no guarantees I'll get it done before December. And if I don't, then I don't want to with the commitment to have it done in time for Christmas, because no. No. He's like, nah. He's like, just mail it to me when you're finished. Cool. So I may work on it in December anyway, because it doesn't matter when I'm done. I can drop it in the mail for him.
Perfect.
I'm like, I can do that. It just means there's no stress about it, and I prefer that. My mom, on the other hand, asked about her crochet shrug. I'm like, yeah, I'll work on that too. Stop asking for things. No, she wants a headband, so I'm going to finish her headband first, because that I can give her for Christmas. Headband and some mitts and some acrylic. Perfect. I'd rather do that for my mom, for sure. Alright, we're out of things that we're currently working on. Do you have any spinning this week?
I do not. It's still strung up all over my living room. I have not worked on it.
Cool beans.
I looked at it and went, oh, I should have probably worked on that. And I have not.
Cool.
So maybe next week.
Yeah, that's fine.
I might have a finished skein next week.
I got a headboard delivered to my house on Friday for my bed. So I got to rearrange my bedroom with one arm. That sounds awkward. I really can't put any pressure on the left thumb yet. It's still healing. It is doing an amazing job. It is healing up really well, but I can't pick up a mattress with both hands yet. So that was interesting. It took a while, but I got it done. That's the important part. No, I'm not going to disclose how long that took me, because it was depressing. I remember texting you, and you're like, oh, we played Eclipse all afternoon, and I'm sitting here thinking, put out Christmas decorations, reorganized my bedroom, and I've done... Oh, Diana's playing Eclipse. I can watch Fairy Tale the rest of the day. It's fine. I had somebody else said I've earned the right to stop working and do something fun. Okay, so, because I had an awful Friday, I treated myself to some yarn. I have been for a while wanting to try the Loops and Threads mandala yarn. I see it a lot, and I see a lot of colors that I like, but I wanted to find two in the fingering weight that I really, really liked. And this is, I don't remember here, I'm going to give you one ball because it's got a color name on it, and you can read the color name somewhere. Where I don't know, but it's got dark blues into like glacial blues and some gray stripes in it.
Spirit is the colorway name.
Sure, I would have gone like iceberg or something. Like, it's a very wintry color scheme.
Spirit. Esprit. Espiritu.
Cool. I don't name things. It's fine.
I said those all wrong, very wrong.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I tried.
The internet will correct us. So I picked up two of them. They're 500 yards a piece. So, like, I can make a set of something. Because I can use one ball for a shawl, then I can use the other ball for, like, mitts or a hat or something.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do, I don't know what, I'm gonna do something. Because I've wanted to work in this stuff for so long, and I finally found two balls that I liked. Because I'd find one, but I couldn't find a second. So, now that I have two, I'm going to try making something out of it. Because why not? Because in the springtime I have to make baby things. Because I've got friends with babies on the way.
Ah, fun.
Friends with babies on the way. Marriage cycle's done. It's baby time. In a few years we'll be back to marriages again.
Second marriages?
No, I just know that many people.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
People's babies will be getting married.
In like, less than half a dozen years, there will be 18th birthdays rolling around for some kids I've known. You have to realize my 20-year high school reunion happens in 2021.
Yeah, my 10-year would have been, not that I believe anything happened for it, but that would have been this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, for my friends who got married just out of high school that had children, they're closing in on teenage years, finishing their teenage years. There's entire swaths of people out there I've known since before they could walk.
Madness.
Cousins, kids, like, it cycles.
Neat.
And because I move so often, I'm always making new friends in the new places. So, I mean, I don't stop being friends with the people in the old cities that I used to live in, but we celebrate things differently. So it's like, I had a friend who gave birth this year and she's lived in Toronto for decades. We've been pen pals since elementary school. Cool, hey?
Pen pals, the original internet friends.
Yes. She actually found me on Facebook.
I reconnected with somebody from high school on Twitter a while back.
Yeah, it's weird when that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, the internet's weird.
It is.
Yeah. No, she found me on Facebook. She found an old letter from me with my address on it. And my Facebook profile is linked to the high school I had started attending up north. So when she looked up people from that high school, there I was. Yeah, because it didn't mention the high school. I just started junior high. So she found me and sent a message with a picture of one of my old letters. And I went, my gosh, my writing has gotten better. My writing was not so great when I was 12. Who knew?
Yeah, I always think my writing hasn't changed that much, and then I see something old, and I'm like, oh, wow, hey, my writing has gotten better in the last 10, 20 years.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I have learned some skills. Sweet. So, yeah, no, internet's weird, but yeah.
Cool.
I have another set of friends who are expecting their first.
Which is exciting.
I'd like to make them some things for the baby.
Nice.
I think what I'm going to do, for sure, when we reach close to the first birthday, I'm going to make, because I got the mommy and me sweaters, but I think I'm going to make a mommy and me and a daddy and me sweater. And we'll just do slightly different color palettes so we can match mom or dad. But let's be honest, I probably will also make a matching one for their puppy.
Cute.
Because the whole family should have the ability to match, in my mind.
That sounds wonderfully adorkable.
Every parent swears to me they will not be that parent to put their kid in cute stuff. It's all a lie. They will all do it.
Yeah.
All of them. And I super applaud, because I was the same way. But I'm the aunt who will be like, huh, you have a 2-year-old daughter who's sticky all the time? Be my niece. You bet your keister I bought her the fake fur white coat. Meanest sister ever.
Oh dear.
One, she needs a drum set. She didn't look at my sister's face when she remembered I'm not having children. I've been firm about it since high school. I don't want kids. I don't have a problem with them. I'm just not interested. She's like, oh man, I can't even get you back. I'm like, nope. If you decide to have children, you're in the same boat. Best aunt ever.
So I'm moving far, far away.
Hey, I can afford to ship things to Waterloo. Here, screwed.
Darn.
Whatever. The drum set was fine. It wasn't that loud. It didn't have the. It had the sticky things, but it had the clear plastic, so it didn't make quite as much racking noise.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't mean. I didn't buy the one that made the whack whack whack. It just did a little tap 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 tap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yarn on the go.
Yes. Just my sock traveled to appointments with me this week. Nothing fancy. Fascinated the dentist because I could knit without dropping a stitch without looking. Don't know why that fascinates people, but it does.
It's not a super common skill these days.
Yeah, I had a lady who very clearly could have almost been my grandmother in age. Said it was so cute that she, you know, saw somebody else knitting just like her grandma used to. I'm like, it's not a dead skill.
No, it's reasonably popular as far as handicrafts go.
It is a niche skill that needs to be a little more, you know, everybody does it in my mind. But, okay. The guy in the waiting room for the dentist office was just like, I'm not sure what it is that you're making, but it looks good. I said, I'm making a sock, but it's hard to tell till I put the heel in. And he said that was totally fair. He liked the colors.
Oh, it's very nice.
It was very, so thank you very much. I'm thoroughly enjoying making it as well. But yeah, the one lady went on and on about, you know, it was so amazing that people could knit. And I was like, you know, it's not actually that hard of a skill, but okay.
It's making loops and string using some pointed sticks.
I get the same enthusiastic responses, and you're so inspirational about crossing the street with a stick. So it's just really changed for me. It's fine. and people are in fine form. Did I tell you what happened to me on Friday at Walmart?
Oh.
The lady?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm used to being asked if I need help. I'm on that level of, do you need help, increases just before Christmas. Because then people are thinking about it, so I become their good deed for their day.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really offend me that much. I'm like, cool, that's nice. 90% of the time I don't, so I say no thank you, I'm good. And when I do, it's helpful. Yes, actually, I'm looking for a thing and I can't read the signs. Can you tell me which sign tells me which aisle I gotta go down? It's handy because I can't read the signs at grocery stores anymore, but I can still read the numbers. So if you tell me that what I'm looking for is an aisle 1, I can read the 1, but I can't read the labels beside it.
Okay.
Tell me what's in the aisle. So if your grocery store format has changed, I have to rememorize the whole store. And it is a memorize. That's why I have one Superstore I go to, one Safeway I go to, one. And those are the places we have to go because I've memorized where everything is. Until it's moved. My small Walmart near me changed all their food aisles. So I haven't rememorized all of it yet. Now, the fridge aisle is still the fridge aisle. The freezer aisles are still the freezer aisles. Those don't change, but the dry goods sections will change, right? And I wanted to find the coffee.
It's very important.
And they'd moved the coffee from aisle 5 to aisle 1. And I hadn't quite remembered which aisle it had moved from, but I knew it wasn't in 5 anymore. So I asked. I got help. It was great. I had some people asking me if I needed help. Nope, I was just talking to my mom on my phone with my headbuds and mirrors, so I looked like the crazy person on top of walking around with a stick. So like it did not help me at all. Because I'm walking around with a basket full of things, my phone in my hand, my stick out, talking to my mom on my earbuds. I looked like that crazy millennial. I did, and that's fine. With my big old hand knit shawl around my neck in my white winter coat, like, man, I must have been quite a character.
It's a look.
It's a look. I go through the checkouts, fine, whatever, I'm getting ready to leave, and this lady walks into me with her shopping cart and gets mad at me, which is the other thing that happens at the holiday season. People either get overly helpful or overly grumpy, and I don't know why. I'm assuming stressed? I'm assuming she was having a bad day. And so I turned around to say, I'm sorry, because, I was standing stationary out of the way doing up the buttons on my coat. Because I cannot see people, so I don't stop in the middle of anything. Diana's watching me do this. I pull over and I park it. And then I do a thing. Because I don't want to be in people's way. Anyway, she ran into me and she got mad at me and she was like, can't you watch where you're walking? I have a response for that. It's a programmed response. I look at them, I look at my blind lady stick, and I look at them and I deadpan go, nope.
Was she at least...
Because I can't see where I'm going. That's why I have the stick. That is its sole purpose in life, is to tell you I can't see, and to help me figure out what the heck's going on right in front of me. That is the only reason the thing exists. That is its purpose. No, she didn't apologize. I don't know what her face was, because she was more than 3 feet away from me, right? So, like, I couldn't see her face. But, I finished doing up my buttons, whatever. She laughed, and I was like, oh, that was rude, but it happens. Not the end of the world. Must have been a really good face, because on my way out, a teenager high-fived me. Cool. Well, and I mean, the teenager was like, oh, high five on your right. So I lifted my hand, right? I know what to do. Got the high five. That was amazing. And off he went. So it must have been a great face. And I mean, like, this poor lady's probably going to recall this in like weeks and it'll be traumatic for her or something. But I'm just like, just stop and think before you open your mouth. Like, I have to. We all have to. It's not that hard. You're not a child. When it's like 6 and runs into me, I don't expect it to say sorry. It's 6. I am probably between it and a goal. It's fine. I also don't expect it to be able to spit out a really complicated name, which mine happens to be not the easiest on the syllable count for a young human being to spit out. And if I'm between it and holiday chocolate, I know better. Like, I'm barely conscious of what I'm doing between me and holiday chocolate. Never mind someone who's younger than me. It's fine. I'm not offended. But an adult, if I'd run into her, cool. But she ran into me. And she would have been able to get in her car, and she probably got home faster than I did. I'm just like, just stop and think for a second. No one is going to die if it takes you a few seconds longer to get out of Walmart on a Friday. No, nobody. Nobody.
But it was super important to save those 4 seconds.
It's like the lady at the post office who wanted to jump ahead of line of me because she'd been waiting for over 20 minutes and had a kid who was with her. No, you don't get to jump in line because you have a child. Yes, it sucks. We've been waiting. I was in line for 40 minutes, and that was to get 3 people ahead of me through.
Whoa.
We were slow. That's why I was like, hey, you got to try the post office again. It's just going to get worse at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's fine. But, I mean, she was just grumpy and mean to everybody. So, for her, it brought me delight to tell her no. She had to wait.
I have a post office story.
It's not just me.
Asa, I tried to mail your package because Jocelyn keeps having troubles. So I tried this time.
Nope.
The computer system went down as I walked into the store. I'm going to try again today.
I feel so validated that it's not just me. Like, I'm sure people are like, she probably doesn't even go. No. It's not me. I swear it's not me.
We're just cursed. The podcast is cursed.
40 minutes waiting in line to mail a package this week. 40 minutes. And there were 3 people in front of me. I missed sunset and I had to go home in the dark. And that's quite dangerous for me. Like, doctors say don't do that any more dangerous for me because I don't have a service dog and I really can't see anything at night. So it's like, and normally my 15-minute walk home took me 45 minutes because I had to slow down that much.
Ooh.
Yeah, like it is so not recommended for me. So I'm like, crap. But when I got to the post office, I was like, I've got a full 20 minutes to spare before I have to worry about it. Even if they've got a decent line, that's fine, right? It was a long wait even for me at my post office. It's usually not that busy. Even at the holiday season, it's usually not that busy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, it's gonna hurt. So it is what it is. I got the package off. We still got more to mail, and I will still keep going at least once or twice a week to get them out as I can afford them. But I'm just, it feels so nice to be able to go, no, it's not just me.
No. Not just you.
The government of Canada mailed my mom a check to the wrong house. She hasn't lived here in almost 3 years. She put in her change of address several times. My mom worked for the government of Canada before she retired. I should still not be getting her mail at this point.
Yeah, that seems insecure.
What? It's fine, I called her and I'm depositing it for her. That's not a problem. But, what? I know it's not me. It's so nice to know it's not me.
Nope,
just makes my life so much. I'm just like, haha! Proof. We're still working on it, guys. I've got a couple messages out that I'm waiting for replies on. There's a couple people I still need to, because we're remailing, I'm double checking each address to make sure it's correct before it goes out. So I am double checking things. So we've still got some to go. I'm hoping to get them wrapped up here shortly. Hoping.
I'm going to try again today.
I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, for other yarn on the go.
Yes.
You didn't go because it was here, but I went to Knit Club.
I can't count it as yarn on the go. I hosted. I didn't even take my pajama pants off.
Why would you? We're not fancy folks.
Weird. That's okay. I didn't forget the birthday cake this month. One of our members had her birthday on Thursday. So I wished her happy birthday. And I didn't worry about the birthday cake. Because, like, one of her closest friends is also in the group. I was like, okay. Terry will know Miss C well enough to know what cake to do. Terry is all over it. Not even remotely worried about it. Terry was so mad when she got here. She left the birthday cake on the counter at her home.
Oh, that's what... Okay, yeah. I saw in the chat there was a picture of cake and then Terry was all mad and I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah. That was Miss C's birthday cake that Terry had forgotten at home. That's okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's a thing that happens. It's okay. I made fun of her. I was like, so do you have an empty margarine container that I could put coffee K-pods in for you so you can put them in your compost? And she just looked at me and blinked. And I'm like, it's fine. It's not a problem. No. But I wasn't worried because is there a better person to do Miss C's birthday cake than Terry in the group?
No, probably not.
No. I'm like, that's just, it'd be like for our birthdays, like, it's just, we know what kind of cakes we like.
The cake kind.
Yeah.
The not strawberry cake kind.
The not strawberry Jocelyn friendly cake kind.
Well, I like strawberry just fine.
And it's me that's weird about it. I know.
It's fine.
I know. So it just made me laugh. So that was my enjoyment for the evening. It looked like a really good cake.
It did.
I was told it was chocolate and mint too.
Oh.
It's a pretty good cake. I am sure it tasted great, and I'm sure Terry had some for breakfast, as well she should have. Because we're adults and we need to make those responsible decisions.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So it made me giggle. But yeah, I didn't travel for Knit Club. It came to me.
I also got to go play a game yesterday all afternoon. One of those big, long, okay, there's 5 players, we're going to be here for 6 hours games.
I played longer.
It was a good afternoon.
Good.
We had sandwiches and snacks, and we played a
Played
space
Eclipse.
game. I was the Plant Aliens. I was doing really well.
Don't you like playing the Plant Aliens?
I do like playing the Plant Aliens. I was doing really well
Mm-hmm.
up until everybody went, hey, she's doing really well. We should gang up on her.
God, I hate it when that happens.
It was so rude.
You were
So
corner
rude.
guy for a good sufficient time?
I was what?
Were you corner guy for a while?
Yeah, I made my own little corner of space. I was growing my nice little space moss garden.
Mm-hmm.
And they came and took away my space moss garden.
Jerks.
Big jerks. Big fat jerk faces.
Big fat jerk faces.
It's fine, that's how the game's played.
That is exactly what happens to you when you're the corner guy.
Big fat jerk faces ruining my space moss science garden.
It only counts if you looked at them and said, "You're mean," and stuck your tongue out.
Don't think I did that exactly, but so some choice child-friendly cursing was going on.
Yeah, that's fair. No, Eclipse is a beefy game.
It was fun.
Good. I'm glad you guys were playing.
Got lots of garter stitch done while I was working on or playing that.
Oh, absolutely. That's the perfect time for our garter stitch bonanza. I know we need to play Max vs. Minions, and your husband's running out of time to book me and his brother to come finish that before he moves.
Yes.
He needs to get on that. I'm not his keeper.
See what we can organize. 'Cause we have to organize a lot of stuff before we go.
And it's just going to get more hectic the closer you go.
Yep. And for extra fun, he's got his anti-sleep apnea snoring surgery on Thursday, so he's going to be out of commission next weekend.
Yeah, because it'll take at least a good, well, if he does it like most men do colds. Some don't, most do.
Now, he's generally very self-sufficient.
So he doesn't do the cold thing?
No, I do the man cold
thing?
Okay. I do. I'm giant baby when I'm sick.
Yeah. A lot of men are big babies when they're sick.
I'm the giant baby in the relationship.
Okay. That works.
It's me, 100%.
Which is fine, as long as you know it and you can own up to it. That's the part that's important.
Will you make me tea? Can you make me soup? I'm
That's my
cold.
dad.
I'm too hot.
Yeah, that's my dad.
I have shoulder rubs. I'm sick.
Yeah. Yeah. You have man cold.
Oh, I do. 100%. I'm okay with this.
It was funny. And I'm sick, I've done nothing all day, I need soup. I'm like, I'm sick, I only did half my to-do list today. I do farmer sick, which is I'm sick, but all the essential chores get done anyway.
Yeah, I don't do that. Giant baby.
It's fine. So long as you know what you are, that's the important part.
Yep.
So it's good, because, well, I mean, if he heals up, I mean, he's only in his early 30s, because he's younger than me, isn't he? Yes, yeah, he's younger than me. And he's in relatively good health. He shouldn't take
He should only be really down for 3 or 4 days. In a week, he should be fine.
Yeah. It'll just be No, he should be okay.
It'll just really suck for a few days.
Oh yeah, and that's totally fair. He's having a minor surgery.
Yeah.
It gets to suck for at least a few days. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
I had a moderate major surgery, and your dad had a really serious surgery.
Yeah. So I think we need to be done with surgeries for a while in my family. Every member of my family,
I think that's a good idea,
has had a surgery in the last 3 years.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think we're done now.
Cool beans.
I really hope Charlie's boyfriend doesn't need surgery. It's like the last one standing.
You have to look at him and tell him, no.
You're not allowed.
You have to buck the trend and just say no. You don't need a surgery.
You have to stay healthy.
You have to stay healthy. That is my demand.
Ah.
Mine wasn't by choice. I was self-replicating poorly.
Yeah.
It needed to be dealt with. The next time is by choice. I'm looking at shrinking the girls. But since we already decided I don't man cold, it shouldn't be too bad.
It's more like, I need to reach something that's above shoulder height.
Let's be
Who?
honest. My mom will be coming to stay with me while I'm on meds anyway, because I react really poorly to pain meds. Like,
yeah.
You've seen me on pain meds. It's not, I am not myself. It's not good. So she'll be with me for the first couple weeks anyway, and everything will be on lower shelves anyway, because she's 5'4". 5'4", 5'5". She's somewhere in there.
So yeah, you'll be
They'll be on
fine.
shorter shelves anyway, so it's fine. It'll just be to help me do little things until I've got my range of motion back. So
Yeah,
I find if she needs to have a knee surgery, I'm out in Saskatoon while she's recovering, because she'll need help reaching things and doing small things and taking care of the house. Little things to help get you through.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. So when you're settled and you're resting and your knee hurts, you've got somebody to go get you a cup of water. That's fine. That's what I'm there for. It was the same thing. Forced me to get up and take a walk around. Which, you know, she did in the most loving way possible. She threw a pillow at my stomach and said, get out of bed and do something.
Oh, I would not respond well to that.
I need to be pushed that way. Like when I'm in pain, because I will do nothing and sleep all day. You're going to sit up and you're going to eat and you're going to do some crochet work. Yes, ma'am. I need some bullying when I hurt.
I don't respond well to bullying. That is not...
I do. I do. My level of fight tells her how well I'm feeling. There's no fight I'm not feeling well, and she has to come at it again in a softer approach. But if I give her evil eyeballs and do as I'm told, then I'm starting to mend. Which was what she was looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, they stayed with me both days in the hospital for at least 6 hours, which is impressive because neither my mom or my dad like hospitals very much.
Does anybody really like hospitals, though?
They've spent a lot of time in hospitals.
I don't think
With each other, never mind me.
I don't think anybody likes hospitals.
Not as a general rule, no. I don't remember my visit when I had my tonsils removed. I was too young. And most of my adult visits I've done on my own, and I just need help getting home. Which is fine. Like, my sister had to drive me when I had to get stitches put in the back of my ankle.
What did you do that you needed stitches on the back of your ankle?
I don't know. I had an argument with the screen door at the front of on the front of the house upstairs. And I almost sliced my Achilles tendon open. I had like 12 plus 14 plus stitches.
Oh my god.
I've had stitches and I've had staples in the last decade. I will tell you this much, get staples.
Uh-huh.
Stitches feel so weird coming out.
I've only ever had the dissolving ones, and yeah, that
Cause
feels
you can,
heckin' weird.
Because you can feel it pulling out of your, just, it's
yeah.
just weird. But the staple, it's like, bing, and gone. You're like, oh man, whenever staples are an option, I'm going staples from now on. I was wary of them before, not anymore. Super cool.
The dissolving ones, you're like, moving
because every once in a while you hear twing, and you're like, what the hell just broke in my face? Yeah, I've had dissolvable ones. Different kind of weird.
There's a weird feeling, like it feels like something like
just something just snaps, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, like,
oh right, I have stitches.
If you hadn't already warned me about what that feels like,
you would have freaked.
I would have freaked out.
Yep.
I did for about half a second. I'm like, no wait, dissolving stitches. It's fine.
Jocelyn told me that was going to happen.
It's fine. Everything's okay.
You need these warnings the first time you have dissolvable stitches because it feels it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't at all.
But it feels weird and your body goes, what just happened?
Like, they tell you, oh yeah, the stitches will come out on their own. They don't tell you what it feels like.
Mm-mm. I warned you because nobody told me. I freaked.
I appreciate that.
Mother, what went wrong? My mom's like,
feels like my insides are falling apart.
The dissolvable stitch just snapped. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's dissolving. Oh. Right. Guys, you have to remember, sometimes I look down on my elbow and I've been tattooed in the crease of my elbow for over a decade. And I go, alright, I'm tattooed. I will forget about the one on my back of my shoulder, which I've had since I was 16, till someone goes, nice tattoo. I take a moment and I go, right. What? What? That's my life. All right.
Yeah.
What do we got? Now we've been talking about stitches and probably creeping people out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wool gathering. Just a quick reminder: the Patreon Knit In Club Hangout. Insert group of people hanging out word here.
Hey guys, we need to pick a name.
It's happening on Saturday, November the 23rd at 12 noon Central Standard Time.
Woohoo! Bernie
Yeah,
asked
that
if
was
we
it.
could move it to the Sunday, and I said, unfortunately, we can't. I am already way busy, and I'm assuming you're trying to cram in as many family dinners as possible before you go.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm already double booked on that Sunday. I've got podcasting, and I got another thing to go do, because we'll do that earlier in the day, I suspect.
Okay. I am flexible on Sundays. I like staying in my cozy pajamas as long as possible.
That's fine.
Seems like a very Sunday thing to do, staying in cozy pajamas.
Yeah.
Especially when it's snowing outside, just a little.
I figure as we creep closer to Chris's departure time, Mr. Diana's departure time, the Sunday evenings will be family dinners, which means I will start seeing you earlier in the afternoon.
Probably.
Yeah, which is super fine. You just gotta let me know before you come over.
We found an apartment we really like already.
Hey, that
I might not even have to go out in January. We might just have one.
That would be great. That would save you guys so much stress.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good. I want photos. Photos.
I don't have any. Chris couldn't find the listing again.
Okay, that's fine. Well, he's going there in January. I can get photos in January. It's fine.
It was nice, like granite countertops.
Ah, beautiful.
Probably wood laminate flooring rather than actual hardwood.
It's laminate these days, yeah.
Yeah. So no carpets.
No carpets. In an apartment, no carpets.
No carpets to vacuum.
Apartment carpets are the worst.
And an open plan kitchen with an island and granite countertops.
The island cuts you off just as much as an alley kitchen does. It just doesn't look like it because there's no top part.
Well, it means that I can actually hear people in the living room when I'm in the kitchen.
Well,
the way the sound bounces around.
No.
The way the sound bounces around in my kitchen right now, like, I'm not hard of hearing at all, but if you've got the water running and the fan on, you cannot hear somebody 10 feet away.
The only person you can hear in your kitchen when stuff is going on in your kitchen, anybody not in the kitchen, is me. I'm the only one. Like, everybody else has problems.
It just bounces so much.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm excited for open plan kitchen.
I'm excited for you guys to have a space in it, for it to be that smooth. That's amazing.
It's 2-bedroom again, slightly more expensive than what we've got here.
That's fine.
But, yeah. What else? Oh, the building has, like, a gym in it. Ooh. And, like, a game room, whatever the heck that means.
Space with a pool table?
Probably. So, the only thing is it's out in suburbia, so buses aren't great.
Well, your husband wants to get his driver's license anyway, doesn't he?
He does, so.
Problem solved. Just get your driver's license.
He's still gonna be out there for a few months before my car makes it out there, though.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't get his own car if he's got a driver's license and a job.
But we'll also be paying rent on 2 apartments during that time.
Oh, that'll be tight, hey? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because the only other option would be for him to take the car and for you to go back to busing until you leave.
I hadn't considered that. My car.
This is why you have Jocelyn's. I'm only thinking of it. Well, yeah, your car. Only reason I'm thinking about it is because if the bus service is that crappy for him,
yeah,
and he's got his license, if he's got the car, your busing isn't actually that bad.
That's true.
And it just means we switch back and forth on Sundays because we'll both be busing, and it's both equally crappy to get here and to leave here on a Sunday to get to your house.
This is true.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I will float that idea with him. That.
Because, I mean, if he's got a fully functioning driver's license, it's not that hard to put his name on the lease. Yeah. And then he's got the vehicle, he's got the worst transit options.
Cool. I'll float that idea. Good talk. Good talk.
Glad to help you with your adulting.
Oh, okay. So now
that's why you keep me, right?
Yeah.
Miss C keeps us as friends because we both dye our hair red. Did you notice that? She was the only non-redhead at Knit Club.
Huh. Why do you point that out?
The rest of us are either fake or real redheads.
Fascinating.
Yep.
Fascinating.
The things I notice.
That's just coincidental, right?
It is. It's just the rest of us purely just sort of either enjoy being a redhead or are naturally a redhead. That's it.
Huh.
I know. Crazy.
Alright.
It wouldn't be an episode if I hadn't blown your mind with some sort of random weird thought.
Yep.
Shall we talk books?
Yeah, let's talk books. I have so many books.
That's because you had a bunch come up on the library.
And despite suspending holds for like another week, I still have yet another book in my queue that got automatically borrowed today. Oops.
You need to listen more. More reading for you.
Okay, so I'm halfway through Unmentionable, A Victorian Lady's Guide to Sex, Love, and Manners.
Because I super recommended it this spring and I was right to do so.
You were. It is hilarious. I was listening to the sex chapter.
So cute.
I was laughing so hard.
So cute. Such a good read.
So hard.
Such a good read. I only recommend The Cream of the Cream to you.
So it's a good recommendation.
Such a good book.
Fantastic. Just the light sarcasm with which all of this advice is
presented to you, yeah. Let me mansplain your
ladies, you've been menstruating wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so delightful. You guys, it's so good. It is so good.
Ladies, you've been trying to have orgasms wrong.
All wrong.
You're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So cute.
I was listening to the part about contraception today. And
holy!
So in some ways we have come a long way and I am so grateful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
On the other hand,
some of those chapters where you're just like, wow, yeah, I'm really happy not to be living them.
Oh yeah.
Super good.
Lead enameling your face?
It was the
Who thought that was a good idea?
It was the washing.
But some of the contraception part is like, and people thought this about it and had these ideas about it. I'm like, those ideas haven't gone away.
Nope. Some people still think these things.
The medical science has gotten way better, and we now have contraception that works and will not kill you.
Yes.
But the ideas behind contraception and choosing to use it or not have not really changed. It's just ceased to be illegal.
Yes.
But otherwise hasn't really changed, which I find equally fascinating.
Humans do not evolve quickly.
Apparently not.
No. No, and anytime somebody goes, we've advanced so much, and we've grown so much, you just start laughing. Because we have grown so little. And we have so far to go.
In some ways, but really not in others. And it's kind of this fascinating... What's... dichotomy? Is that the word that I want? I'm not actually sure.
Possibly?
This fascinating compare and contrast. These things that are the same, but also very different.
Yeah.
I think dichotomy is the word that I want.
That's the word you want, yes.
Anyway, highly recommend that book. Before that, I had been reading 4 Hour Workweek.
You gave up on that one, right?
I gave up on that one. If that book is so obviously written for straight, white, upper middle class men, to the point where if, as a straight, white, middle class woman, you try to follow that advice, it is at best useless and at worst harmful.
Ooh, it's very, not you.
So, there's a big chunk of it where he's talking about how to be more efficient at work and, like, outsourcing your work and, like, just about being adversarial is not... assertive, that's the word I want.
Assertive?
Assertive about, no, I'm not going to do that. But the advice he gives on that topic is like, I would love to see a woman be able to do that in that way and not get instantly fired.
Or instantly labeled difficult to deal with, emotionally erratic, and the B word.
Oh yes, instant B word that rhymes with witch.
Oh, instantly, yeah.
Instant, if not also instant firing.
Yeah.
Which is also
in
interesting.
A lot of workplaces, yeah. Not all of them, but in a lot.
He gives example conversations between yourself and a coworker, and frequently this example coworker is female. And so you as a man are going in there being all assertive like. And the woman's just like, yeah, okay, I'll make it work. And like, no. But like, okay, fine. I can let a lot of this slide and like, fine. No, not fine. I will grind through this. But the part where I'm like, no, I give up, is where he was talking about outsourcing certain aspects of your life to a virtual assistant. It's like, okay, cool, this is interesting. I've never heard anyone talk about this.
They're virtual assistants?
Yeah.
I feel like that could help with some of my stuff.
Probably. And for, like, personal life, like, you need to pay bills, you need to have somebody help you plan an event, you need to have somebody help you find this really specific thing that you want to buy or do or whatever.
Well,
like,
I'm just thinking with all the vision issues. A
Yeah.
virtual assistant might help me with a lot of the stuff I try to do when I run out of usable site for the day, which just gets quicker and quicker and quicker year by
Yeah.
year.
So, like, for certain aspects, it sounds like a fantastic idea. And then he got to the part where he was talking about outsourcing more and more personal parts of his life, to the point where he got his virtual assistant to apologize to his wife on his behalf. And I thought the moral of the story was going to be, it was okay, but, like, I'm not going to do that going forward. That was not the moral of the story. The moral of the story was, it went fantastically, as far as he can tell, and you should absolutely outsource your relationship with your wife. Then what is the point of having a wife?
It's not an uncommon thought process.
But like, and the enthusiasm with which he was saying this was like, I was disgusted, is really the word for it.
So, super not recommending bad book.
Super not recommending 4-Hour Workweek, unless you want to read it for like a WTF.
No, I think there's enough of that in the universe. I don't think we need to add more.
So, yeah, highly don't recommend that book.
Got it.
But Unmentionable is great, and the one that I got auto-borrowed this morning is Invisible Women, Biases in Data Science.
Ooh.
So I've been super looking forward to that one.
Excellent. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, so I gotta finish Unmentionable first, and then I can learn about bias in data, and just like the utter lack of data on women.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Women are not just small men. We have different hormones and different proportions.
Yes. I'm aware, though, you know, whatever.
Frequently ignored in data.
Yeah, historically speaking, yes.
Because, you know, despite being 50% of the population, women are the anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Though I'm still saying ancient Greek laws.
About what?
I would never be responsible for murder.
How's that?
Women are not responsible for murder under the law. Their husbands or their fathers are. So you could literally commit murder and get away with it because you weren't considered smart enough to understand what you're doing. Just saying.
So if you ever like can time travel, ancient Greek serial killer?
Or Babylonian.
Ooh.
Because they had some really good laws too. Yeah.
Cool.
You just have to pick and choose your time frames. That's all.
Okay. What have you been reading?
I finished Dragon Bound, which was the romance novel I was reading the other week. It's delightfully funny. All the way through the end. More plot than I expected, which was a nice surprise. And I enjoyed it. It was paranormal. It involved shape-shifting and magic, fays and dragons, and all the good stuff Jocelyn really enjoys. And it was contemporary, so it was alt history. So set in modern day, but dragons were real, fae were real, magic was real. Yeah, which is a genre I quite enjoy. So, wasn't a super huge fan of the female protagonist, but sometimes they fall really flat for me, so I wasn't terribly worried about it. And then I started The Leviathan Wakes, which is the first in the Eclipse series. As I warned Diana, the Eclipse series is very good tomes for the tome topple readathon that happens right now. It actually started yesterday. So how far I get in the series is entirely dependent on how quickly I can listen to them over the next 2 weeks. Because I have till the 22nd to finish as many tomes as possible. And I'm already halfway through book 1 and it started on Saturday. We are now Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
So I might be up to and past book 5 before you know it.
Good thing I'm on book 6.
Yep.
There are currently 8 books in the series.
On Monday, the first challenge of the Triwizard Tournament Readathon starts, so I have to pick up and read Skyward by Brandon Sanderson for my challenge, and I'm only allowed to read that in bed, because I'm doing the sleeping potion spell.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so I read in bed. Oh no, guys, I have to sit in bed and listen to a book and crochet granny squares. Ah, my life is so hard.
It's
So hard.
the worst.
The worst. Well, enjoying my new headboard. Challenging my life is. So that is will not be a lot of activity on the Instagram and YouTube for the next couple of weeks for me. And that's why. But that's it for me.
Cool. I think that's everything then, unless we want to go over events really quick.
I don't think we have a ton going on right now. We've got nothing really big starting till January.
Mm-hmm.
We're in November, so right now I'm participating in NaNoWriMo and NaNoWriMo, which is write a book in a month and knit a sweater in a month. And you can see how well that's going because we are now at the 9th, 10th, and I have to start all over again. So the sweater in a month thing, oh man. I am doing the 100-day make-along challenge, which is going to run for 100 days. So we're running, well, started the 1st of November, so it's running, what? It's 92 days for 3 months, so we're running into February. It's like it's around for a while, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then I'm hoping to make a couple of Christmas ornaments this year for the Fiber Friends Christmas ornament craft along.
Oh, fun.
So I think that's about it. January is a new year. Crazy stuff's happening. Because, yeah.
Yep.
Crazy sauce. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. As far as I know.
Guess we should mention our podcast anniversary knit along is the January 1st cast on of an adult sweater by Tin Can Knits.
Yeah.
I'm doing the flax pullover because I've had the yarn for that for
Ever.
By the time I start, almost a year and a half.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the harvest cardigan, and I bought the yarn for that last month.
So pick your pattern, get your yarn, knit your gauge swatches.
Oh yeah, prep it in advance. If you know you need more than 3 months, because it's going to run from the 1st of January to the end of March, because March is the month we started podcasting, and it's our birthday months, so it's a big thing for us in March. There's lots of cake, is what it works out to.
I'm
Lots
okay
of
with
cake,
that.
lots of eating out, lots of fun. So that's fine, not the end of the world. If you guys need a bit of extra time and you want to get started a bit early, that's not the end of the world. So long as you're less than 50% done, cast on tomorrow. You can still join in on January the 1st when the threads and stuff are going. That's fine. If you know you need the extra time, take the extra time. It's okay. I'm crazy and can do a sweater in 3 months if I sit down and buckle down to it. You saw me finish the mallow in just over 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I can do a sweater a month.
I'm not sure if I can. We'll find out.
Diana's up for the challenge, and that's the important part.
I will try. I don't know how well that's going to go. Especially with moving.
We'll find out. Well, I can help you box things.
It's going to be a lot of boxing.
That's fine. We can have Saturdays where I come over boxings and we eat burgers like single bachelorette women and talk knitting.
Perfect. I'll even make sure there's beer in the fridge for the full bachelor experience.
Sure. So long as it's keg beer so I can drink it. Tabs, the ones where you get the little rattly things in it.
Okay.
Because those are CO2, not dextrose. Yeah.
Not too many of those have those.
Not a ton of them, but a lot of the vanilla porters do.
Okay.
Which we like anyway.
Ah, well, I can make sure there's definitely some Mill Street vanilla porter in the fridge.
And I can have that. I haven't reacted badly to the Mill Street vanilla porter.
Excellent.
Ta-da! Decision made. And if we know it far enough in advance, I can arrange for a ride home.
Perfect.
So she'll be like, hey, brother-in-law, I'm going to be slightly drunk. Can you come get me? By slightly drunk, I mean I'll drink half a beer. Which is me cutting loose. Alright. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. We're done.
Perfect. I've even finished my row. Look at me go.
Beautiful. So I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit.